Kick his ass! Come on, kick his ass!
Welcome to another episode of the Rhythm IQ Rankings, and this episode is sponsored by diss tracks and violence in the hip hop community. So first things first, let's get the proper soundtrack going for this one. So as of today, the time of this recording, it is April 14th at 12:43 in the afternoon. So anything that happens after this, it just happens. But this is all stemming around Kendrick Lamar jumping out the gate and verbally putting the beats on J. Cole and Drake, which then led to J. Cole responding and then retracting his response, and then it led to a whole bunch of other stuff. And now we're just in a hip hop civil war, which is what we've been asking for. It's a bunch of petty, it's a bunch of diss tracks, it's a bunch of, some of it is nonsense, but I have to give my ranking for the diss tracks as they've come out so far to this point. Again, we may be revisiting this next week with 5 to 10 more. Just to breeze through the honorable mentions, we got Simba, who just jumped out the gate and decided to diss J. Cole because J. Cole decided to, apologize for his part in all of this. And then Kaz, who's a part of Dreamville, who did Simba for dissing J. Cole, for dissing Kendrick, and then apologizing, and then whatever. Let's get into the real top 5, what we're actually here for.
All you gotta do is try me, cause I'll snap, and you can get your lawsuit. Like, I'll you up right here.
At 5, I have ASAP's verse on We Still Don't Trust You on Show of Hands. That song kind of jumped out and surprised people. We didn't expect ASAP to just get involved with anything, but ASAP is a rapper. ASAP has had his run-ins, quote unquote, with Drake. He's done his part in stunting and flexing in this whole beef, even though his portion of things does come off a little more of the gossip / tea side of things. Of course, with the whole, actually, let me give you the lines correctly.
Niggas and they feelings over women, what you heard of, son? I smashed before you birth, son. Flacco hit it first, son.
Like I said, the whole drama and gossip of ASAP dealing with Drake's baby mama before him, that's cool.
You drop your latest shit, funny how it just came and went.
That, to this point, most people aren't necessarily jumping back to For All the Dogs. It's just there. It's still a good project, but it's not one of those, oh, we absolutely need to keep this in rotation type project. So I rock with that line, because for me anyway, it is true. To be honest, realistically, for the ASAP diss, if The Weeknd had rapped his diss to Drake, I'd have The Weeknd over here over ASAP.
I want to thank my fans who've been with me from day one.
At number 4, I got Rick Ross's diss, Champagne Moments. Ross definitely gets points for responding, 2 hours after Drake bombed on everybody, which means either Ross heard the leak prior and was already working on it, or as soon as he heard it, he jumped in the studio, got everything situated, got the disc recorded, mastered, released, and actually did a decent job throwing his jabs. Of course, Ross is a funny dude, so a lot of his diss is gonna be jokes, about Drake getting a nose job, Drake getting work on his abs, which, we can't really accept body jokes from Rick Ross. Yeah, he's been on a great health journey, but he's still the biggest boss for a reason, right? So, but let's get into some quotables from Ross, right? My favorite line from the whole Ross diss is probably the simplest line.
Niggas leaking their records when we speaking directly. If we keeping it gangster, when you see me, you check me.
Literally, this is speculation that someone in Drake's camp leaked it, whether it was by Drake's direction or not, we don't know. But Ross is pretty much saying, like, bro, I'm coming straight to you. Like, we're not doing that sneak diss. We're not doing, oh, this got leaked, it wasn't supposed to come out type, whatever.
Crack smoke is the exhaust from my pen and pad. Ghost writers, they get the floss, what you could have had.
We all know everyone's been on Drake's head for ghostwriters. It's never been denied nor confirmed or whatever. But that's always something that those are allegations that he just can't run from. It is what it is.
Told you niggas stay scheming. I predicted my fate. Got more money than you. Fuck you want me to say?
I ain't counting no pockets. I don't know who got more money. But the stay scheming line was fire because according to Ross, this whole beef is because of the cease and desist that Drake sent to French Montana. And just so French couldn't release a particular song, of course, the song was Stay Scheming with Drake, French, and Ross. Ross is pretty much saying, I'm riding for French, you know, that's my guy, whatever. It makes sense. It's fire. Then, of course, Ross can talk. One thing Ross can do is talk some shit. At the end of the song, he went on, he was talking that good talk that only Ross can talk. It's fire.
Don't ask about the boss, he right here. It's all over.
Where you go?
I went and I laid a track down. I dissed Drake. The beef is over.
Number 3 is going to be my current favorite rapper. This is my second favorite rapper of all time. Not best, but favorite. And that's J. Cole. And I'm going to start by saying J. Cole is a man of his word. The album was called Might Delete Later. He deleted the hell out of 7 Minute Drill. But before the apology, before the whole I couldn't sleep and whatever, that actually took the wind out of what was a really solid response. It was Cole snap. He did his thing. I thoroughly enjoyed the song. The apology just, but you know, you can't get mad at a man for his spirit and whatever. So I wouldn't even be mad if you decided, nah, I got Ross over this one. I got ASAP over this one, because at least they stood in the paint with it. But me just going from what I heard on the song that we can't hear anymore since it's no longer on DSPs, I got to go to YouTube or something else for it. I got Cole at 3, even if he didn't retract the diss and just stood 10 toes on it. It still would have felt at 3 for me. So
First shit was classic, your last shit was tragic. Your second shit put niggas to sleep, but they gassed it.
To clear up any confusion on that, because people who know Kendrick's catalog actually knows that Good Kid, Mad City wasn't his first album, but it was Section 80, which would actually throw that entire scheme off. But realistically, I'm sure J. Cole knows the average consumer looks at Kendrick as if Good Kid, Mad City was his debut and the classic album, all that good stuff, yada yada. But me being me, knowing what I know, I would dock a couple of points for it, just because if we're gonna make a diss, let's make it accurate, right?
I'm hesitant, I love my brother, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm powered up for real, that shit would feel like swatting a fly.
That's amazing until you apologize, because you were on point. That's my brother, you know, I love him, you know, yada yada yada. We get it. The respect is there. You already let him know I rock with you for real, but I'd kill you if I had to get into this for real. And then you apologize. So it's fire, but it just took the oomph out of it. It's just, you let me down. But I'm not Nas, so you okay. It is what it is.
Pictures in my home, ain't no chrome at your eyelids. Fly pebbles at your dome, we the Stone Temple pilots.
That's a fire scheme. Of course, when you consider pebbles and stones could be bullets, dome and temple, self-explanatory, pilots fly, and it just shows that Cole, his musical library is just broader than most. Knowing Stone Temple Pilots is like a alternative rock band or something like that. But all in all, you're staying at 3rd. I couldn't even allow myself to put this any higher, just because the apology does take enough wind out of it for me.
The lamest shit I ever did in my fucking life, right? And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear.
At number 2, I got the diss that set all of this on fire. Kendrick Lamar's verse on Like That is what put everybody on edge, what made every rapper feel like I have to rap right now. Like That gave rappers like Simba the courage to go at Cole, which is crazy because it's still a clout chase move. But we're past that. That's an honorable mention. When you listen to that song, first, Metro cooked with the beat. The beat alone is just perfect battle music. Future existed. He did his thing, but we didn't really care about Future once we realized Kendrick was on the track, and Kendrick did what the hell Kendrick did. Kendrick came through on the track like Stone Cold Steve Austin. and just raised hell. The man snapped. The aggression, the direct nature of the song, that is the most important thing. The direct nature in a diss is what really gave it that oomph behind it, that really made you go, oh, he ain't playing games with them. He's clearly naming songs, he's clearly naming albums, he's clearly referencing things that they have said in their own tracks. Let's just get into the lyrics right out the gate.
Fuck sneak this and first person shooter. I hope they came with 3 switches.
That's cool. That lets you know I'm on these people's heads in particular. Off rip.
If he walk around with that stick, it ain't Andre 3K. Think I won't drop the location. I still got PTSD.
J. Cole has a song called Stick and PTSD on, I want to say it was Dreamville 3's project. So Kendrick is literally reaching way back into the archives and pulling from everywhere.
I'm really like that. And your best work is a light pack. Nigga, Prince outlived Mike Jack.
We already know how many times Drake has went on record saying I'm 1 hit away from Michael Jackson. But just that line of Prince outliving Mike Jack, we know exactly what Kendrick was going for. You can have all those accolades. I'm going to be here forever.
Motherfuck the big 3. Nigga, it's just big me. Nigga, bomb.
The nigga bomb actually matters here just because it's a sound effect you make when you punch somebody in the face. Kendrick knew what he was doing.
You gotta cock that motherfucker like this?
Nigga, bomb.
At number 1, Drake fought back. If you are familiar with any sort of the battle rap culture, you know if you're standing in front of a battler and they go first and they get on your head, their round is amazing. The crowd's gonna go, fight back, fight back. Drake fought back. Drake really decided, I'm gonna go fight everyone who said anything about me. He got a line about The Weeknd. He's got a line about Metro, which is one of the funniest lines in this history right now. He went at Future. He went at Kendrick. He even dropped a little snippet about Cole apologizing. He didn't diss Cole, but he still mentioned, I ain't a fan of that. I ain't rocking with that. It is what it is. If I were to do the line for line thing on Drake's diss, I would have to recite the entire song because every line meant something. One thing people are sleeping on is Drake is very calculated in damn near everything he does.
I could never be nobody #1 fan. Your first #1, I had to put it in your hand.
This is directly going at Future. Anyone that knows and pays attention to the billboards or whatever knows that Future's #1 was Way Too Sexy. Granted, Way Too Sexy was very recent. Future's been in the game for a minute. Who was that song featuring? Drake. We're not going to give Young Thug the credit for that going #1. We're going to be real here. Drake brought that to #1 just with his name being attached to it and being the character that he is for that track.
You won't never take no chain off of us. How the fuck you big stepping with a size 7 man's on?
That's just Son and Kendrick. Just, you're a little guy. We don't believe in your Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. You're this big. He disses Kendrick. Then he leaves and he comes back to Kendrick because Kendrick is his main enemy right now. The whole song is predicated around Kendrick owning Top Dog 50% of everything he owns. Hence, drop and give me 50. It's not push-ups. It's not any weird stuff. It's 50% of everything you own. Allegedly. Of course, I don't know any of this. I'm just listening to what Drake said.
Metro, shut your whole ass up and make some drums, nigga.
That's the best line. That's the second best line in this whole beef. The first best line goes to Kendrick, the fuck the big 3 thing. Shut your ass up and make some drums. That is hilarious.
You ain't in no big 3. SZA got you wiped down. Travis got you wiped down. Savage got you wiped down.
For anyone that understands record sales, all 3 of those artists outsold Mr. Morale and the Big Stepper. Travis beat him with Utopia. SZA beat him with SOS. 21 Savage, that's a little caveat because Drake was on her loss, but they did outsell Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers as well. But all in all, I'm thoroughly enjoying the madness, the beef, the verbal violence that's going around. I wish J. Cole didn't drop out because I still believe J. Cole is the best rapper out of everyone involved right now. We're probably not getting anything else from him. We'll see what happens on the fall off. But let's hope more. Let's just hope for more. Let's hope we hear Lil Wayne lighter clip. Let's hope we hear 50 Cent talking some trash on something. Let's just hope for more, and it stays safe. It stays on wax, of course. It's entertainment. That's it.